I did it. I got the carbon spar through, all the way through from not quite wingtip to wingtip, but the wingtip's curve. That's fine. It was kind of difficult. I took a bent rod like this. That way I could lay it flat and just kind of work the hole. I got my starter hole going through each side. And then if you guys want, if you're going to do it like this, you can drill a hole in the side. That way you can go straight in, or use a smaller piece of carbon fiber rod to get started, and that will lay it flat, and then you could push it through. It just, when you get it through, it's kind of going to be hard to pull it back out. So what I did was I just bent the wing slightly down as I worked it, and it went, I work each end, poke through here, work that end, poke through there, and I kept doing that. And you're going to also have to cut these carbon spars right here. They're really thin, but they're vertical, and I had to cut these out, and I actually snipped them off with the cutters here. Be careful, wear safety glasses at all times, because it does splinter. But if you want to get more creative with that, if you want to, put a flat piece here, or I honestly think that's going to be enough for the wings. And then, like I said, I'm going to run another rod somewhere in here. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to go up top. I'm not quite sure yet, but that'll cover. I think it'll cover whatever these things did here. I don't know what they were doing here, what they were thinking with this, because this rod literally goes from all the way to the tip here to up here. Maybe they were worried about this flexing back here, because it does move slightly, but that little bit I don't think is going to hurt anything. And once I run this rod through, I think that's going to help. I mean, then you have this rod here too, which is your engine mount. So I hope you guys can see this. I'm not too close, but yeah, I mean, you can get creative with it. But you'll see once I'm going to glue these back on, or I'm going to glue these in, this in permanently, and then these covers, not that one. Well, I can use this as an example, but this cover here, actually no, here it is. This cover here, I'm going to trim this down because that was in the channel. I'm going to trim this down because now obviously there's a carbon spar in the way right now. I'm going to trim this down up to the point, and then I'm going to basically glue the carbon spar in all the way so it's nice and strong. And then I'm going to lay this to cover it, just for looks. And it is supposed to go there, so it should fit right in the channel. Once I cut this flush, grind it down, or cut it flush, and then this part will be in the groove over here. They really didn't have that much glue on these either. They seemed like they were kind of skimping on the glue. I don't know why. Maybe they knew someone was gonna mod it, because they're like, oh, one crash, this thing is gonna be cracking. And you can see when I push on this, see how it flexes? I mean, there's nothing there right now. Let me move this carbon spar out of the way. There is nothing there. That big, deep channel, it just surprises the hell out of me. And those, there was foam covers, and it was just on by tape. It wasn't even glue. So it's like, what were they thinking? I don't know, or if they forgot to put something in there, or it wasn't in the build, and maybe they did the cutouts as an afterthought. I don't know, man, but literally the only thing holding that together is that top piece. Actually, now that I look at it, it looks like it's in sections. Maybe not. It kind of looks like it's in sections here, but I think they just cut it out to run these wires, and then I don't know, man. They freaking whoever made this design obviously doesn't understand how structural wings work, because this is supposed to be a Delta type aircraft, because it's got the elevons in the back, but at the same time it has the vertical takeoff capability, which is fine. But these engines out here, there's a lot of you could just see it flexing. I know I said this already, but I mean, look at that. I didn't mod this at all. This is how it came. Now, yeah, there's a cover that goes here with one screw, but it's just a plastic cover. That's not supposed to hold anything. And then you got the weight of the battery on this side. There's no spars at all anywhere. where the battery is, in the nose, nothing. Nothing. There was just two of those carbon spars in the back, and that was it. I mean, that is just nuts. It's just something to look out for when you're flying this around. Just be aware that when you crash, there's going to be structural damage and unseen damage. You know, you may think, oh, you know, it just flexes a little bit. You'll see a little crinkling. No, there's cracks. There's damage in this design. Now, with that carbon spar in the back that I put back there, if there's a little bit of cracks and crevices, that's not going to hurt nothing as long as the carbon spar itself is fine. And foam will do that. Foam will kind of crack a little bit around the carbon spar, and then you can fix that area real easy. But at least it's not a catastrophic, you know, crack or damage to where you're going to crash or hurt somebody, you know. So the carbon spars are definitely the way to go, I think, especially with this foam. I forgot what type of foam this is. I don't know if it's EPO or I know it's not the denser stuff. Might be a little bit cheaper. I don't think it's EPO foam because it doesn't feel as dense. It's closer related to styrofoam, which is even worse because if it's not as dense, that means it's going to tend to break and crack, and you're not even going to see it. It's just going to be like I can't even explain it. But anyways, tune in again. I'm probably gonna end up running this spar tonight. And you know, just to see how it goes, and I'll update you if I get it finished. If I don't, I'll catch you again anyway. So peace out. Ruckus Spring out.